You are tuned in to Kids
In the Pit.
Okay. Hey guys, it's Gabe from the Kids in the Pit podcast. Today I'm joined by Dan Lomeli, right?
Lomeli, close enough.
Lomeli, okay.
Yeah, it's all good.
AKA Danny Hammer from the band Incendiary. Thanks for joining me. Can I ask you some stuff about your band and yourself?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So what do you do in Incendiary?
I play the drums.
Cool. When did Incendiary start?
The band started in I think towards the end of 2006, and then I came in like the fall of 2007.
Nice. So where's an Incendiary from, and do you all still live there?
We are well, we started as a Long Island hardcore band. All of us originally lived in the general Suffolk County area of Long Island, and a bunch of the people have moved here and there, back and forth. Now most of us are still on Long Island, but there's a few of us who live in the city and Brooklyn area.
Cool. So, for those not familiar with Incendiary, what song should they look up? And do you each have a favorite Incendiary song?
Oh yeah. I would say like for a single song to look up, probably Front Towards Enemy off of Thousand Mile Stare. We just put out a record. So I guess if you wanted to listen to the older stuff to kind of like get a hint, I would say anything off the Thousand Mile Stare, Cost of Living. Those were our two like bigger breakout records. And then the new record we just put out is called Change the Way You Think About Pain. My personal favorite Incendiary song, wow, that's a really good question. I never really had to think of it. We have a song called God's Country, which was off of a split that we did a while back. I always love playing that song. But probably there's a new song called Host Parasite. That's probably my new favorite song from us.
Cool. So, what was the first punk or hardcore show you attended, and how old were you?
Oh, wow. The first show I went to, I was 16. And my friend Dan took me to go see Glassjaw and Vision of Disorder at this Jewish center. It's kind of like a VFW hall almost. That was out in Nassau County, and it was like in the middle of the winter, and it was probably the most important concert I have been to ever, because that pretty much just started me down the path to hardcore and punk rock that I'm still on today.
Cool. So, how old were you?
I was 16, almost 17. So it was like the beginning semester of my junior year of high school.
Nice. So, what are some of your favorite bands to listen to recorded, and what are some of your favorite bands to see live?
Ah, okay. Another great question. Record actually answer to both of those is probably the same band, Acacia Strain. I'm a huge Acacia Strain fan. And everything that they've been putting out lately has been incredible. I think their songwriting has really stepped up over the past couple of years, the past couple of releases. And I've seen them well over 10 times by now. Probably them and Converge are the bands that I've seen the most. I've seen Converge almost like 20 times at this point, and they never disappoint. They're always a great band to see live.
Cool. I'll make sure to check them out.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I've never heard Acacia Strain songs, but I've heard of them.
Mm. Yeah,
And I
they're like a heavier kind of band like Zabalba, if you know like Zabalba, they're similar.
uh, and I have heard Converge. So,
Mm.
so what is your favorite place you've toured in?
Oh, wow. Great questions. I like touring in California, just because it's just it's almost like going to another country, but you're still in the United States, like weather wise and scenery wise. And the other cool thing about California is if you go from Northern California to Southern California, you pretty much hit every climate type. Northern California is very like snowy and mountainy, and then Southern California is just pretty much a straight up desert. Um, And plus we have a lot of friends out there. A lot of our friends' bands are based out there, so it's always a good time when we go to California.
Cool. Yeah, I want to go to California. I've never been, but it looks cool there.
Yeah, yeah, it's super nice. Especially the southern area with near all the beaches and stuff. It's just like 80 degrees all day, every day. Doesn't hardly ever rain. So it's like being on vacation all the time.
Nice. So, do you have any crazy tour stories you want to share?
Oh, yeah, okay. So here's a funny one. Our singer Brendan does not like to get scared. He doesn't like roller coasters. He doesn't like scary movies. It's just not for him. Totally fine. Everyone's different. The first tour that we did, a lot of our early shows, we used my minivan that I had to get us around, and we did a week tour to Florida, and we actually had a trailer this time. It was a big step up for us at the time, and so I had the idea to scare Brendan by locking me in the trailer towards the end of the show and then asking him to load out the first stuff. So when he would open up the trailer, I would run towards the door and scare him. We actually got it on video. It's very, very funny.
Yeah.
He got kind of mad at me, but it was, well, I don't think I've laughed that hard over like a prank that I did ever again, because I don't know how I could top that.
Yeah, that's really funny. So, what is your favorite type of food from another country?
Ooh, topical ramen. Japanese food and ramen is probably my favorite, with probably Mexican food being a close second.
Cool. Yeah, I've never had like real ramen. I've only ate like the 50 cent, like it's not even 50 cents. It's like 20 cents on a bad day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The what's it called? Like the prepackaged one. You could actually
Yeah.
make a pretty decent one using just the noodles from that. If you don't want to use the flavor packet that comes with it, you could just season it yourself and add your own stuff in, and it's close to the real thing, but it's not exactly. But it'll get you by.
Yeah, I'm gonna try doing that.
Yeah.
So, do you have any kids? And if so, how old are they?
Yeah, I have a son, and he's 2.5. His name is Orson, and I think he's just in the other room, probably watching some Spider-Man cartoons right now, if if I know
Cool.
him.
So, what was your favorite TV show and movie when you were my age?
Oh, you're what, like 11, 12?
Yeah, 11.
11. Okay, try it. It's a long time ago for me. What grade is that? Like, what grade are you in?
Like fifth or sixth, because I'm
Fifth or
like
sixth?
11 and a half.
Okay, so there was this show on TV called Reboot that I used to watch a lot around that time. It was like a early computer graphics show. It was about the people that live inside your video game systems, and like what happens when you play video games. It was a really interesting show. I like the way it looked, and that pretty much had me glued to the TV every day after school when it was on. And then movie from that time, I'm trying to think. I don't know if I was so much into movies at the time, because it was a different, I'm a little bit older than you, so we didn't have
Yeah.
like streaming stuff on TV, or even like the cable channels with all the movies, as much as it is now. So you pretty much just had to buy the VHSs. I was a big Jurassic Park fan though around that time. That when that came out on VHS, I probably wore out the tape.
Cool. So, what would be the coolest animal to scale up to the size of a horse and why?
Oh man, coolest animal scale up to the size of a horse. Red panda. Um,
That would be cool.
yeah, yeah, because they're like little. They look like these red raccoon kind of guys. But I think if they were like bigger, like the size of regular pandas, I think they'd be a lot cooler. To see one that size.
Yeah, and like they're these little cute things, and now they're like giant. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You could probably ride them if you wanted to. And they could climb trees and get hanging out on the back and stuff.
yep, that'd be fun.
Hell yeah.
So, if you could tell your 11-year-old self anything at all, what would you tell him?
Ooh. Um, Start practicing double bass now instead of when you're 18, and you'll be a lot better at it progressively.
Yep, I do that
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Are you a drummer too?
What?
Are you a drummer too?
I'm an everythingist.
Oh, and
I
everything
play
is
guitar, trombone, bass, vocals, and drums.
awesome. That's great. Try to keep up with all of them, because the people who I'm jealous of the most are the people who could like play drums and guitar and kind of like write their own music by themselves, have it all done.
Mhm.
It's something I always wanted to do, and I just can't figure out notes. I just have a drummer's brain. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, if I had to tell my 11-year-old self, maybe start learning guitar, but at the very least get better at double bass.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, like pretty recently, a few months ago, I got a double bass pedal, and it is
Nice.
very fun to play like Unearth and stuff on it
Hmm.
because their drums. Have you ever played like Unearth songs on drums?
Can't say that I have.
But do you know Unearth? They're like
I've listened to them before. I haven't actively listened to them in a while, but I'm
you
I'm familiar with like the style of music they are though.
should try some of their songs because it's just ridiculous on the double bass.
Mm,
Yeah, it's crazy. The drums are crazy. I try playing them, and I kind of can, but like it's
mm.
definitely not the exact way they do it. Like it's crazy.
Right, right. Yeah, always start off like a little bit smaller, slower until you build up the muscle memory and like the confidence. But it's always good to push yourself and try something a little bit out of your range too.
Yep. So, anything to add before we wrap it up?
Um, nah, this has just been really cool talking with you about music and stuff. And thank you for taking interest in the band and what I do. And like I said, just keep with it with the music. It's a lot of fun. And you get the chance to do some pretty cool stuff every once in a while and meet some interesting people and make friends for life just from playing songs you love.
Cool. Well, thanks, Dan, for joining me today, and thanks to all of you for watching or listening. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Spotify and other streaming platforms. Until next week, bye.